What's up guys, and welcome back to another Modern Warfare 2 video. And in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the best settings and what I personally use for not only visibility but FPS while running Modern Warfare 2 or DMZ. Now first off, before anything, for my monitor users, it's important to make sure if you have a 144Hz monitor or any monitor with a high refresh rate to make sure that it's actually running that while you game. If you don't know how to check, I'll show you real quick. The first thing you're going to want to do is right click on your desktop. Go to display settings, then once you're at display settings, scroll all the way down to advanced display settings. Here it'll show the refresh rate of your monitor, and at the very bottom it'll be adjustable. Go to the setting at the bottom and make sure it's maxed out. So if you have a 144Hz monitor, make sure you click on 144Hz, vice versa for higher refresh rate monitors. Now, if you're using mouse and keyboard, it is crucial to remove mouse acceleration while playing games. This way, in your game sensitivity, it isn't unpredictable by jerky mouse movements. To remove mouse acceleration, what you want to do is go to your search bar at the bottom of your desktop and type in mouse settings. Once you get to the settings, you're going to want to go all the way to the far right and click on additional mouse options. Once there, you're going to go to the tab named pointer options, and by default, enhanced pointer precision will be enabled. What you want to do is unclick this box to disable it. This will disable mouse acceleration on your PC, making aiming a lot easier and predictable in my opinion. Alright guys, now getting into the bulk of the settings. In display, this first part we can mostly skip except for screen refresh rate. Make sure this is set to the highest your monitor is capable of, just like we talked about before. Scrolling down, you want to have gameplay VSync off. It doesn't really matter much in the menus, but definitely in gameplay because it can cause input lag and tearing issues in game. So pretty much any game you want to play, you want to have VSync off. Now custom frame rate, it really doesn't matter. It can help prevent instability. So if you're having instability problems, you want to set a custom frame rate to what's comfortable before it gets unstable. Now that's it for display settings. Moving on to quality. So once we're in quality, the first option we have here is upscaling sharpening. I recommend having NVIDIA image scaling, and if you don't have an NVIDIA graphics card, I recommend AMD FSR. What you want to have for the NVIDIA image scaling is have it set to quality and have it like a nice balance in between quality and performance, and have the scaling sharpness all the way up, just because you really want to make out objects and have everything have a fine detail to it and be really sharp. Now moving down, I have anti-aliasing to ultra quality, removing jagged lines and really smoothing things out. I have texture resolution set to low. I've noticed this really doesn't make a whole big difference in game, but it does boost your FPS. I have texture filter to high, nearby level of detail to high, distant level of detail to high. These two are very big for seeing close and far away, especially in DMZ for distant level of detail. Now clutter draw distance I have to short. This really only makes it so you can see like texture on rocks and different decals visible from close range. And I have particle quality high. This really doesn't matter, you can set it to anything. Same with particle quality level. Bullets, impacts, and sprays I have on. Persistent damage layers I have off because I don't really care to see explosions used near surfaces. I have tessellation set to all, which improves rendering quality. And after that, streaming quality normal, volumetric quality medium, and deferred physics quality in water I have it off because it really doesn't matter in water. You'll notice when it's off, there's really no difference in the water. Alright, so for shadow and lighting, I have shadow map resolution set to normal. It really doesn't matter unless you want fine sharp shadows. Screen space shadows I have off. These are surfaces such as like your weapon and character shadows. Spot shadow quality I have it just set to medium. Spot cache I have set to high. Particle lighting normal. Ambient occlusion I have set to both and ultra quality. Screen space reflections normal. Static reflection quality I have low. Weather grid volumes are normal. Now for NVIDIA Reflex low latency, I recommend turning this on. And if you have a 3000 series graphics card, I recommend turning this on plus boost. Now these next four settings here are very important to have completely off. Anything that blurs your field of view, like depth of field, when you aim in, it'll blur things to your left and right in your peripheral vision, which can cause visibility issues. World motion blur as well as weapon motion blur will also set you at a disadvantage to everything blurring and moving around when you turn. Film grain, you do not want it to be super grainy, the look of your game, so you want to set this all the way to 0 if you haven't already. Now going over to view, field of view is really preference, but I recommend if you want to be at an advantage while gaming, have this at 120. You might feel like you can't see things far away. Maybe if you're on a TV, it would be better to have it, lower so you can actually see things. But if you're on a monitor, or if you don't mind, this will help you as well as make it feel like recoil is not as strong in the game. Now moving on to ADS field of view, you want to have this set to affected, because if it's independent, when you aim down sights, it actually lowers your field of view when you aim down, making your aim kind of inconsistent and almost unpredictable. So if you have this set to affected, you have a wide field of view while you're aiming. So while you're aiming down sights, you can still see people coming from your left or right while you have that high field of view. Now, weapon field of view, I have this on wide so I can see more around my character when I'm walking around or just aiming in. Third person field of view, I like to have this set to 90 to see the most. Vehicle field of view, wide. Now moving on to camera, this setting right here is very important. You want to have this set to the least amount possible. This will make it so you won't have that shaky camera movement as much as it would be as default, helping you aim, helping you, just perceive things better in the game. All this stuff doesn't really matter as much. Third person, have this as least well. You don't want camera movement when you're in third person. And having the default spectator mode, you can change right here. You can either have it the helmet camera or game perspective. Now moving on, I'm going to show you guys my mouse settings. So my mouse sensitivity is 15. This is really just preference. I know if you're using mouse and keyboard, you can go to AimLab and they have a benchmark to test your sensitivity to find the perfect sense for you. So if you're interested in that is worth doing. I have all my sensitivity multipliers set to 1 as well. Now coming down here to ADS sensitivity type. I recommend to everybody on mouse and keyboard, keep this on relative or change it to relative, because like it says here, your rotation speed is adjusted to travel a specific monitor distance with the same amount of mouse movement no matter your zoom level. This is because when you're on legacy, while aiming down sights, you have a new field of view and your ADS sensitivity is completely different. So if you have it on relative, your hip fire sensitivity is going to be the same as your ADS sensitivity, which is really crucial for mouse and keyboard to stay consistent in aiming. Next, you want to have custom sensitivity per zoom off. You don't want to have any crazy custom senses set to everything. You just want to keep it at a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, coming down here, the next big thing is going to be mouse calibration. You want to make sure your mouse acceleration is all the way down in game and have all these settings off. Mouse wheel, it doesn't delay, but mouse smoothing you want to have off. And that is it for mouse settings. All right, guys. Now for audio settings, I like to have mine on home theater, because if you have it on headphones, you'll realize there's a really sharp sound to the game and it almost hurts your ears listening to it, even if the volume's down. So I have mine on home theater. It really doesn't matter because it's really just the same sounds. And I have master volume set to 66 and I have my effects volume all the way up. It really doesn't matter. I usually leave my hit marker volume up too. You can adjust this how you want. It's really just preference. Other than that, I'll just scroll through the rest of my audio settings so you can see what I have on. And that's pretty much it for settings. If you guys enjoyed the video, if this helped you, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace.